so much great response, both from the voluntary sector and everyone else wants to find out what the voluntary sector are doing. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our first organisation to present, which is Richmond Fellowship, and I believe it's Kate Reed, although there may be a team. So Kate, are you there? There's a deafening silence. Kate, or anyone from Richmond Fellowship?
Hi, I'm Jenny.
Jenny, are you presenting to us today?
Yes, we are. So Kate's having a few technical issues. She's got a bit of a presentation, but she's obviously not managed to join.
Okay, either we can come back to you and bring in someone else, or you can
that would be great. I'll phone Kate quick.
Okay, awesome. Let's see who.
Thank you.
Ewan, are you here? Ewan from Swindon Gloucester Mines. Tanya from Tanya from Willows has got a video, so perhaps we'll do that. That sounds like. Oh, Tanya, you're there.
I'm
Tanya,
here.
are you happy to go first? And I'll put your video on now.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Excellent. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, Joel. Sorry, I've just had a message from Kate. She's in the waiting room, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Well, we don't see her, and we're letting everyone in the waiting room. So maybe she's gone to the wrong meeting.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, we're gonna have the Willows counselling. Thanks, Tanya. And Tanya then is here after that for Q&A. So let's have a bit about the Willows counselling. I'm muting myself.
Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us to hear about Willows counselling and training and how we can support you and the people that you work with. It can be really easy for us to focus so much on our clients and our students that we sometimes forget to go out and let people know about the services that we provide. So we're really grateful for this opportunity from VAS for this expo to tell you about the services that Willows can provide. Willows is primarily a counselling and a training agency. We have been supporting good mental health in Swindon and the surrounding area for over 30 years. And while we couldn't enjoy our anniversary of 30 years last year because of the pandemic, we are still able to share our good experience from all of that time. Initially, we provided counsellors into GP surgeries all around Swindon, and then we moved to a little tiny house in Cricklade Road where we had 2 counselling rooms. And over about 9 years ago, we moved to and made our home in a beautiful, gorgeous house in Old Town in Swindon, where we have 7 counselling rooms and a gorgeous training room for our counselling courses. As a charity, Willows is here to serve our community through our counselling service, which any adult can self-refer to. You don't need a referral from a GP or a psychiatrist. And unlike many other counselling agencies, Willows does not receive any statutory or commissioned funding. We rely purely on grants and donations to enable our counselling service to work. We also provide counselling for as long as it is required, and this enables us to subsidise our service so that finance is not a barrier for people to have counselling. Everyone who is counselling with Willows is asked to make a donation, but that is based on what they can afford, and no one will ever be turned away because of money. We are affordable and accessible. People come to counselling for a whole variety of reasons, and it would take me a very long time to recount them all. But they fall mainly into 3 categories. Work difficulties such as bullying, stress, and being overwhelmed. Then more general life issues such as anxiety, panic attacks, depression, anger, anxiety, and grief and bereavement. And then the more longer term difficulties caused by things like neglect, emotional, physical, or sexual abuse, and more increasingly, domestic violence. And likewise, our counselling happens in different lengths of time. For some people, maybe 6 to 12 weeks is enough. Other people require maybe up to 6 months, and others require longer. It really depends on what people are going through and the resources and resilience that they have around them. If you would like to have counselling, or you'd like to signpost someone that you work with or know to come to us for counselling, I'll give you just a little snapshot of what the process is. At the moment, we're working remotely, so give us a call, Swindon 426650. Leave your name, number, and some time that we can contact you and call you back, and we'll take a referral from you. This will take about 10-15 minutes, and we just want some important information so that we can make sure that we place you with the most appropriate counsellor. If you wish to proceed with counselling, we'll send you some information that you can read at your leisure, hopefully agree to, sign it, and it tells you things about confidentiality and the way that we work and everything like that. You'll be offered counselling with a specific counsellor on a weekly basis. Our 30 years plus experience has taught us many things. And one that stands out above the rest is that every single person who comes to Willows Counselling is unique. So we don't have an agenda. We will work with you at your pace and with your goals. We evaluate all our counselling, and I'm delighted to tell you that we can evidence that counselling genuinely works. People manage life better because of counselling. We're currently taking referrals, and some of these at the moment are still by telephone or by Zoom, but we're working to come back and to be in the building face to face for sessions again. We are anticipating significant growth in the demand for our service as we are emerging out of lockdown, and we owe a debt of gratitude to our team of volunteer counsellors and our amazing staff. Training at Willows has two main focuses. First of all, to train more counsellors so that more people can be supported through counselling. And then also for people who don't necessarily want to be a counsellor, but their job or their voluntary role will be helped by some of the skills that they can learn through counselling training. So we often have people who come to us from youth and pastoral work, health and social care, teachers, just people who are interested really. And we really value the insights that they bring as well. We also run a whole suite of day workshops across the year, which any adults can attend, and they're bookable through Eventbrite or through our website. The new ones coming up are things like positive psychology, coercive control, working in a trauma-informed way, and also working with self-harm. And if you're interested in becoming a counsellor, we have a whole suite of training from level 2 counselling all the way through to a diploma, which qualifies you to be a practicing counsellor. One of the things that I love most about Willows is that we have always sought to be the best service that we can be. And one of the ways we do this is by integrating what we learn from our counselling service in terms of feedback from our clients and our counsellors, and we bring that into our training, ensuring that our counselling students learn more than just theory and the skills, but learn to be prepared for the complexities and difficulties that clients are struggling with. And that's really important to us. A good example of this is that recently we noticed a significant number of people who were coming to us for counselling were really struggling with life, so much so that it made counselling difficult. Things were already chaotic. So we embarked on some research with Bath University, and we developed what we call a stabilization program, where we allow people to meet with a counsellor once a week, but not to have counselling, but to develop stabilization skills that are individual, ways that they can manage life better, strategies to help them cope when things are really difficult. And we've seen a real significance in how this is helping people just to do life better. And we also offer this out as training to other agencies. So maybe this would be useful for you as well. We've taken time over the pandemic to take a good look at what we can offer going forward, and we're delighted to say that we will continue counselling via telephone and Zoom, as well as our face-to-face work. And the same for our training. We also took the opportunity to rebrand, and we're launching our new Willows website. Feel free to have a look. And we are here to support you. This year has been spectacularly difficult, and many people who help others have been struggling and are finding themselves struggling and near to burnout. So Willows is here for you, whether you personally as a client who just needs some time and someone to talk to, or perhaps as a student, maybe you want to pursue counselling as a career or even just to gain some more skills, or for you to signpost people to us, people that you work with and think that we would be helpful for. Either way, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you for listening. Take care. Mind yourselves. Bye-bye.
That was wonderful. Thank you very much, Tanya. And there you are in the flesh. It almost it's looking like you're in the same building almost.
I am in the same room. Yes.
Excellent. Okay, well, thanks. That's really great. So I'm opening the floor to questions for Tanya. I think we might have a cross line somewhere there. Is someone else? Oh, is that my video? Sorry about that. Okay. Any questions for Tanya? Pop your hand up or unmute. So I can see, Jerry, your mouth moving, but if you want to say something, do unmute.
There we go. Unmute. That's better. That's a mouth moving with noise. After we signposted someone to you, what's your current sort of waiting time? Because that can be a little bit crucial. I think you're on mute now. We're all on mute.
There we go. Yeah, that's a good question, Jerry. Really, it depends on the person's availability. So we would say that it normally takes about, 3 to 4 weeks. But if someone has good availability, so if they can come anytime, then we'll certainly fit them in quicker. The issue for us is that we don't just give it to the next counsellor who's free. We'll try to make the best match possible, someone with more experience with their problems. So it may be that it takes a little bit longer, but at the minute it's going through very quickly.
Lovely. Thank you.
Thanks very much for that. Any more questions? You will need to unmute yourself if you want to. Okay, well, thanks very much. Oh, there, RP, Rosemary, go ahead.
Sorry, my hand was up again, but do you accept referrals from individuals? I mean, not just, I'm thinking of somebody that I support on a personal basis, not someone that's that's involved with our charity.
Yeah, we take only self-referrals, so you don't need to have a referral from a GP or anybody or even an organisation. It's literally just any adults can refer themselves. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And anyone else?
Hi Tanya, I just wanted to check, is it only Swindon residents or is it the outskirts?
It's really anywhere, to be honest, mainly from Swindon and obviously the surrounding area, but especially because we're now working online, we've always had clients who travel to us, and particularly because it's now online, we have clients from all over the UK, really, and we're known for a bit of a trauma focus, so sometimes that can be hard for people to find in their local area. So we're definitely not just, we have no commission funding, so therefore we can see people from anywhere, well, obviously within the UK.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. And we could have one more question if there's one more for Tanya. Okie dokie. Well, thanks, Tanya. That's great. Nice to see you. And as always, that video and also the key contact and referral details will be on the Swindon, if they're not already, on the Swindon VX directory. And the link was in the chat. I imagine it says, and I'm sure I've emailed it all to you. So let's move on. Where did I get to with this?